Welcome, everyone. Thank you for joining us for today's CITI program webinar. Today's topic is Peer Review Fundamentals, and it is presented by Camille Thomas. Camille leads programs and assists all campuses with copyright, open access publishing, and research impact. She has experience as an author, peer reviewer, and journal editor, as well as service with library organizations. Camille received her Master's of Library and Information Studies from Florida State University and a BA in Creative Writing and Journalism from the University of Central Florida.
And just to give an overview of the learning objectives, first is learning to discuss the purpose, process, and types of peer review, learning to evaluate research and scholarship according to best practices and publication guidelines, and how to respond with constructive and specific feedback to research and scholarship outputs. So this figure comes from Public Library of Science. It's more of a diagram for open peer review, but it has all the same checkpoints and timeline that happen with peer review in general. But there are some kind of extra steps in this particular figure. Usually in the process, the manuscript is submitted to the journal. There are initial checks, usually by the editors, and then the editors will decide to continue the process. And the next step is then to assign peer reviewers. Generally, journals and publications have networks of peer reviewers, so they have an idea of who else is in the field, who could give feedback on a manuscript. And then the reviewers review the manuscript and decide whether to recommend the journal accept the manuscript or not for publication. Some journals don't require that peer reviewers make a recommendation, but it's pretty common. And then once they get the reviews back, the editors will move it on to the next stage, which may be another round of review, or it could be acceptance and then copy editing, layout, really finalizing the publication and getting it ready for readers to read it. So now we'll get into the different types of peer review. The first and a really common type of peer review is single anonymized or blind peer review. You might hear it referred to as single blind. Authors do not know the identity of the reviewer in single anonymized peer review. About 95% of health journals and physical science journals at Wiley use this model, just as an example of how common it is. Double anonymized or double blind review. This is where neither the author nor the reviewer know each other's identity. This is another fairly common type. 84% of social science and humanities journals at Wiley use this model. In the field of librarianship, we're usually considered a social science, so this is a pretty common one in my field.
I invite everyone to review our content offerings regularly, as we are continually adding new courses and webinars that may be of interest to you all.